my friends, welcome back to my channel. This is the Moon Witch, and today we're going to find out what's going to happen for you when Saturn is in Pisces. So Saturn would change its sign to Pisces in sidereal astrology in, let me see, on April 6th, 2025, and I'll stay there until June 13th, 2027, right? Saturn Pisces. And during these 2 years, what's going to happen for you? What's going to be the lesson for you? This is what we're going to discover in this reading. So again, we have 4 groups to choose from. Group number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now use your intuition to pick out the right group for you. Use your hands to help, and pause the video for as long as you need. Okay, and once you pick your pile, you can fast forward to the timestamps I provide down in the description box, as well as the pinned comment, and I'll see you in the reading. So group 1, on the astro dice we have Mercury and Cancer in the 12th house. So I think during this time when Saturn is in Pisces, your biggest lesson or the biggest blessing or the biggest change that's going to happen in your life is going to be communicating or connecting with your soul family. Okay, the people that you really resonate with on a soul level. Right, it's not just friends that you meet in the day-to-day life. It's more like long distance, or like you don't even know each other, or you don't even need to talk to each other. You just be able to recognize each other with one look, and you know that you are on the same page, or that you're going to be really good friends, or that you support, understand, and appreciate each other. Okay, this communication with your soul family is going to be the major theme during these 2 years while Saturn is in Pisces. Now we have the 8 of Crystals, the Page of Acorns, and I would say the first thing, look, Saturn is our friend, all right, even though we may not feel like that, but the truth is that Saturn is our friend. And I learned that with my Saturn-Sun conjunction. Like when I was younger, I kind of felt like Saturn was really strict with me, and it never let me catch a break. And so I think I was kind of resisting the Saturn part of myself until later in life I realized that every challenge that Saturn has put me through is really to build me into a stronger and better and more grateful self. And that's when I decided that, hey, Saturn is going to be a real good friend of mine. So Saturn is going to do the same for you. Remember that the essence or the truth of the universe, or the only thing that exists in the universe, is love. However, love can come in numerous different ways. And Saturn's way is challenges, it's obstacles. And Moon's way maybe is security, is care, is good food. You know, it's this emotional acceptance, right? So with the 8 of Crystals, Saturn is going to help you dedicate to your career. Now, this specifically talks about your career and your daily routine and your, daily job, because no goals are accomplished overnight. So you need that dedication in order to achieve your goals, to finish your dream list. And Saturn is going to help you with that, to help you make progress, to help you really get grounded and get things done. Now, when Saturn is in Pisces, Pisces doesn't really like Saturn because it's a sign about dreaming, about, manifesting, about doing less, and about spirituality. While Saturn is this material planet. So it definitely will bring you challenges. It'll make you feel like, what is the point of building all those material stuff? Like, what is the point of making money? What is the point of living? What is the point of survival? They're all talking about survival, but is that really important? Do I really want to be a human being? Or maybe I can be just a tree or a flower or a swan. Like, Pisces is going to bring you all those confusion, while the conflicts with Saturn, because Saturn will put you into like challenges that's like really material. So you may find that, all right, it's difficult to get out of bed every day, to go to work, to build my own business. But somehow, if I don't do this, I wouldn't be able to pay the bill. But this will be only at the beginning, because Saturn is about blessings in disguise. At the end of the day, it's gonna help you have this dedication, help you make progress when it comes to your career or your job. Okay? And the second thing that we have here, let's see, the Page of Acorns. I think it helps you mature, because I feel like you don't lack passion. Okay? You are very curious and passionate about, like, there's a certain thing that you enjoy doing. Maybe it's a hobby. Maybe you want to make it a part of your business. But with the Page of Acorns, it's like, yes, you do have the enthusiasm, but it probably doesn't last long. You know, it's like you can devote yourself completely, heart and soul, into it for like a week. And then after that, you just kind of lose interest. This is also something that Saturn will help you with, because we have the Page of Acorns in reverse. You know, you will be more into long-term plans, long-term relationships. You will start to plan out your life for the next 5-10 years to come, rather than, you know, just seize in the day and have fun now, you know, living like tomorrow doesn't exist. This is also another transformation that Saturn will help you get. And finally, we're going to talk about this soul family on this astral dice. Okay, you are going to meet a spiritual guru, someone that really inspires you spiritually. And I think your soul family somehow has something to do with also this spiritual guru. Like, it doesn't matter what they do for a living. You know, they may not even have to be in this, you know, spiritual business. Because, again, Saturn and Pisces. Now, Pisces is not about the form. Pisces is without a form. It's pure energy. It's pure spirit. So this person could be like your grandfather, your grandmother. All right. It doesn't have to be anyone spiritual. It could be, I don't know, it could be anybody. Because as the Buddha said, the Buddha will come around you in any form, a frog, a person, a bird. So everyone and everything you perceive. So this spiritual guru could also be a tree, you know. It could also be nature. It could be the waves. It could be the rain or the clouds. Anything. As long as it triggers your epiphany. It's helping you grow. It's helping you gain insight. Okay, divine wisdom and spiritual power. It could also be your own self-growth. And, you know, there's a saying, I don't remember who said that, but it's like, when I try to find God, I found myself. And when I try to find myself, I found only God, right? It's like when you look into yourself, you find that the greatest power and the greatest wisdom isn't anywhere else but there. Okay, so yeah, again, this could be unlimited. And what else is going to happen? Group number 1 with Saturns and Pisces. We have the Two of Shells. Again, group 1, I don't think this is necessarily about romance. It could also be your soul family. Ooh, maybe you meet a soulmate. Maybe you meet your twin flame. Maybe you meet a past life lover. Okay? It could also be a divine friendship, one-on-one friendship. You have the Seven of Shells. I feel like look, it depends on what you're manifesting, okay? With the Seven of Shells. It's like if you have been manifesting a friendship, then yes, when Saturn is in Pisces, it's very likely that you meet this divine friend. If you were manifesting some like spiritual tutor to guide you, then this is also going to be it. If you're manifesting a divine lover, this will be it. Anyway, we have the 10 of shells, 2 of shells, and 7 of shells. Look at all these water elements. It's about memory. It's about past lives, past life connections. It's about acceptance, not necessarily about like the form that it comes in. It's all about your souls recognizing each other. So yeah, the last message we have for you, group 1, is the Ace of Acorns. So the spirits are encouraging you to start new projects or to, take the first step in whatever you have plans for. Just take the first steps, and your body and your intuition would know better than your mind. Okay? They'll know earlier and know better. And yeah, we have creative force and confidence. So that's all I have for you, group 1. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy this reading, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, group number 2. So on the astro dice, we have Moon and Leo in the 2nd house. And when I was channeling your message, I heard that Saturn in Pisces will help you surrender to something that's bigger than you. And something about becoming the goddess or the god, like the most divine version of who you are. And I heard as above, down below. So it's not like trying to be someone other than you or be someone that you feel like is better, but to be the truest and the most honest version of who you are, exactly the person that you are right now. So yeah, it's not about meeting some criteria or trying to become this imaginary person that you feel like is better or that you feel like is closer to God or a goddess, but being exactly who you are right now, right here, because you are good enough. And the moment you acknowledge that, you finish the journey. It's like the journey's end is your own approval towards yourself. And we have the Moon and Leo in the 2nd house. So Leo is about letting yourself shine, okay? About being who you are with full liberation, no judgments at all. Just fully enjoy yourself. And healing towards money will follow. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, because we have the 2nd house. Now, the 2nd house is not only about money or finance. More importantly, or more to the core, it's about your self-worth. It's like, how much money do you think you're worthy of? How much do you think you deserve to be paid? And yeah, I think this is also about allowing yourself to enjoy, the luxuries, allowing yourself to stand out, to decide that you are good enough and you are worthy. And the Saturn and Pisces is going to help you heal and recover from the feelings of not seeing your light, feeling weird or left out, feeling unincluded, feeling like the outsider, feeling like you don't deserve the spotlight, you don't deserve the applause, you don't deserve to be loved or adored. And I think with the Saturn in Pisces, you're going to have a lot of experiences that are out of the blue, unexpected. I'm getting that, like, because Saturn is about this box that you're in, because it's about limitations, about restrictions, about rules. But Pisces is such a free energy. It knows that even though our body, our human body in this society can be restricted in many ways, our spirit and our minds are always free. So I think this will bring you experiences that are out of the blue when you're thinking inside this box of Saturn. And somehow it'll help you see the magic in the mundane, because Pisces is the magic, the spiritual, while Saturn is the mundane and the material world. So, yeah, I think you will experience a lot of warmth from strangers even. And I'm also getting that you will be traveling a lot during these 2 years on Saturn and Pisces. And it's like when you throw yourself onto strange lands and meeting people with, very different culture backgrounds, and you realize that even though you don't understand each other's words, languages, somehow you connect with something more universal. And that acceptance or that appreciation and the feeling of being seen will somehow help you heal so much. Okay. And also, we have the Page of Feathers, which is the Page of Swords, and the Three of Wands. I feel like these two are in reverse because you don't necessarily realize that this would be the future, or that these two events will somehow come as a surprise. Okay, so Page of Feathers is about learning a certain skill, okay, being educated, or something like intellectual challenges. Okay, I'm getting that some of you will start to play chess, or like taking math quiz, like those fun quiz about math or science, physics, etc. Yeah, Page of Crystals and the Six of Feathers. I feel like you will go back to school, or something like that. You will sign up for courses or start to study something quite seriously, intellectually, about science. And that makes sense because Saturn is all about the material, all about, earth science, okay? All about everything that's like in this reality. So, yeah, it sounds like you're going to have a lot of fun doing it, because Page of Feathers would only show up when you do something out of interest. And Three of Acorns and a Queen of Shells. I feel like a lot of you are also moving to a place where you've always wanted to go. Like maybe you've had this dream or this wish to move many years ago, okay? And Saturn and Pisces is also going to help you do that. But one thing we should know about Saturn is that it's never about luck. So when good things happen during Saturn transits in your life, by the way, good things do happen during Saturn transits, okay? It's not just about those challenges. When good things happen, they happen not because you got lucky, not because you're the universe's favorite, but because you deserve it, because of your dedication, because of the hard work that you put into it. So Saturn would generously reward you, but you're also going to have to be very diligent about it. So the most straightforward example that I can think of was that you allow yourself to shine and be adored and appreciated with the Leo here, and then you start to unlock your abundance, okay, your magic of making your own money. You're supporting yourself, you're independent, and then you get to move to your dream city, or like, move to your dream apartment where you buy your own house. Okay, I'm also seeing that some of you would go on vacations. Okay, that's gonna be another 3 of 8 course moment where you travel and you live in 5-star beach house hotel. I'm also seeing some of you will go camping in like deserts, or I'm hearing Grand Canyon. Okay, places like that. So that's all I have for group number 2. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you in the next one. So group number 3, what's going to happen for you and Saturn in Pisces? We have Mars and Gemini in the 12th house. So Saturn is about building material foundation, dedication, and hard work. And when Saturn is in Pisces, which is a sign of spirituality and wisdom, it's really going to help you learn a lot of knowledge about spirituality, and helping you learn the truth and gain wisdom about like the role or the laws of this universe, the laws of this earth. And especially when Mars is in Gemini in the 12th house, I feel like during these 2 years when Saturn is in Pisces, you're really going to be very drawn to taking courses or learning a new skill when it comes to spirituality, such as maybe tarot, divination, or astrology, etc. And I'm also hearing like expand your mind, expand your awareness to this universal level, and sort of experience the selflessness. Because like when I was channeling your energy, I strongly heard something about surpass your ego. It's like God is not within your ego, and like the God that I'm referring to is not religious at all. It's just a universal term of gods. So I heard that God is not within your ego, and wherever you are the farthest from your like social mask or your ego self, you're the closest to God and closest to the true self, which is actually selfless, because like we're just a ball of energy, and we only have this shape or this ego because we have a human body and a human heart, but other than that, we're just souls, we're just pure energy. And like when you're the closest to God, you're closest to this mindset or this statement of like not really having an ego. So anyway, that's what I heard when I was channeling. Now let's see what a tarot reveals, what will happen when Saturn's in Pisces. I'm hearing something about like building a utopia, or building a college, building a community, founding a tribe, or something like building a kingdom, a planet, a universe of like utopia. Like there's a very idealistic and romantic dream that you want to sort of build on earth, or there's a group of people especially if you want to gather together, and like there's an ideal world that you want to build. This is also such a synchronicity because Saturn and Pisces, Pisces is all about this dreamy bubble, it's about this utopia, it's about romanticizing what is real, what is material, romanticizing life. However, Saturn is about turning dreams into a reality, building foundations, very humble and diligent. So basically the gist here is that if there's a utopia that you want to build, if there's something incredibly ideal that you try to create on this earth,
it's time to start acting towards it, because Saturn in Pisces are going to prepare you with all the time, energy, persistence, motivation, as well as wisdom, like all of those that you would need to build this ideal kingdom of yours. And I'm also seeing that this is something maybe you've wanted to do for a very long time. I'm seeing the age from 12 to 14. And I'm also hearing that it's all about forming that habit. So it's about sixth house, okay? Sixth house, like this daily routine. If you want to accomplish a big goal, then you better break it down to manageable pieces and plan it out into every single day. So you know that maybe today you finish 3 tasks, or you take 10 steps, and then maybe in a year, or maybe in like 2 or 3 years, you would be able to accomplish whatever it is that you wanted to build. So it's all about forming that habit. Remember that we're animals of habit. So when you're used to it, when you're used to doing something, no matter how hard they seem to be at the very beginning, like no matter how much effort you have to put in just to finish these simple tasks at the very beginning, because you're not used to it, or like you're not familiar with it, they're all going to be so much easier once you have the habit of doing them every single day. And before you even know, you're gonna make so much progress on your way. And Saturn Pisces also wants to remind you that pain and sufferings are always going to be there. It's not an option to escape pain or escape suffering. It's not optional. Wherever you go, whatever you do, pain and suffering is going to be like your shadow. It's going to follow you around. So it doesn't mean that we cannot have happiness. It only means to accept the fact that life is not just about this romance, these romantic, dreamy bubbles. It's also about losses, betrayals, about failures. And you really want to have this all-rounded perspective, and probably not with so many expectations of how you want things to go, or even this obsession with outcome. Accept the fact that there's going to be storms in your life as well. Because even though Saturn in Pisces is going to help you build your ideal world, your, utopian kingdom, it is Saturn at the end of the day. Saturn is obstacles, is challenges. It's going to beat you to the ground. It's going to make you fall. It's going to add in these hardships in your life, and things would not go easily. Okay, good things don't come easily. And especially group 3, I'm hearing that Saturn in Pisces is going to almost deprive you of your ego. Because for you, group number 3, I'm strongly hearing letting go of your ego. So the more you try to be the hero, the more you try to cling on to that overnight success, the more you try to be worshipped by others, the more vanity you hold on to, the more Saturn is going to crush you, because it's here to deprive you of that ego with the energy of Pisces. Okay, Pisces is all about selflessness, benefiting others. Because Pisces rules the 12th house, and the 12th house is losses. It's the things that you give out, is the energy that you give out with no gains. So you cannot hold that expectation of oh, after I did this, I'm gonna be so loved, so appreciated, and so worshipped. People are gonna be crazy over me. You cannot hold on to that vanity. And Last, I think group number 3 with Mars and Gemini. I think Saturn and Pisces is also trying to teach you to shift your focus to what you do rather than on yourself, what you look like, how people think of you, like all these attentions like on yourself. So Mars and Gemini is like really throwing yourself at the game. Lose yourself in your passion, in this great joy of learning, of mastering new skills, of surpassing your limited human understanding and expand your conscious awareness. It's like lose yourself in the process, lose yourself in the journey. And I'm also seeing a traveler on a train, and the train is driving through a mountain, and somehow this traveler doesn't have a name anymore. It's like a monk who sort of abandoned all the material life that he once had, including name, money, and fame, like all connection to his life in the past, and let go of all the old belief systems and like be blank again. You know, he's just a traveler, an outsider with no name, no beliefs, no past, no inclinations. And this is also, yeah, the 12th house, this is also about releases. Okay. Okay, the one last card. Wow. The Tower. The Tower also talks about, yes, release and revelation. And I'm hearing that this is setting yourself free, you know, letting go of the ego, letting go of what you once hold on to, letting go of what you fear. It's like throwing yourself into the situations that you fear the most in order to overcome it, right? So, like letting go of all those in the past, including those that you feel like you cannot live without them at all. But the Tower is like a reevaluation of whatever it is that you're still holding on to. And it's like the person you were yesterday, leave her behind. And the person you are now, bring her in. Okay? So Saturn and Pisces, wow, this is not going to be easy to remember 3, because whenever the Tower shows up, it means that we're humans. Yes, of course we hold on to things. We hold on to the things that we're familiar with, and you know, that comfort that we definitely need. But it's just like a big shuffle, okay, in your life, when the universe is trying to help you see what's really in alignment with your higher purpose. Okay? So, wow, group number 3. I wish you good luck. And yeah, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. And I'll see you in the next one. The candle went out. So I take it as a sign, group 4, because this didn't happen to any other groups. And I also felt the need to change to another deck. Okay, brand new beginnings. We're already starting the reading without tarot. I'm seeing someone entering a dusty room that's been locked up for many, many years. It's kind of like Murph going back to her old room in Interstellar. Okay, and it was dust everywhere. And like she picked up a few things that she used to cherish. I think there was this watch and a few books. And she just had this epiphany that he was her ghost. Her father was a ghost. And it was the key to something she's working on. Okay, I just saw that image. And let's go with the astro dice and see what would happen for you when Saturn is in Pisces. Ooh, I'm getting a lot of downloads for you, group 4. I'm seeing you have your Akashic records read, okay? Because I'm seeing a very dusty book, and it's a book of wisdom, because Saturn would be in the sign of Pisces, and Pisces is spirituality and wisdom, and these sacred knowledge of the universe. And that somehow led to the Akashic records, or maybe you learn to read your own Akashic records, or to read for others, but somehow, or all of a sudden, you were interested in Sanskrit. Like, you feel called to go to temples and learn about Buddhism, or you start to listen to chantings, okay? Something like that. Okay, let's go with the astro dice. We have Scorpio, Mars and Scorpio in the 3rd house. Yes. So Scorpio is, this mysterious energy that likes to unravel what's hidden, what we don't normally talk about. It loves the feeling of like revealing things, revealing the mysterious, revealing the unknown. And I just remembered a video that I watched many, many years ago. It was an interview with George Harrison, and the journalist was like, "What do you think of like how we are ignorant to the mysterious, all those sacred knowledge?" And George Harrison said that ignorance is only ignorance before we know him. And it wouldn't be called ignorance if we are familiar with the concepts, or like if we're familiar with the subjects we talk about. So it's like with Mars in Scorpio in the 3rd house, it's like you really would have this motivation to cut out your own ignorance to things that you're interested in, or like you feel drawn to study. And then you would start to talk to friends about the subjects that you were ignorant to but no longer. Let's see what the tarot reveals. Okay, I'm also hearing something unfinished. What does it mean, something unfinished? Something is unfinished, but leave it there and start exploring the new, start adventuring into the unknown. Because Mars in Scorpio is a very good position, it gives you this courage and the strategic mind and persistence to accomplishing whatever it is that you want to accomplish, especially when it comes to study, learning new skills, even travel to learn, talk to people with different backgrounds to learn. It's about communication. So with Saturn and Pisces, I wouldn't recommend like trying to finish a very material project, or devote your time and energy into like building anything material, like making money or building your career. But I mean, build your career if necessary, because it is important. But with Mars and Scorpio in the 3rd house, I think the universe would encourage you to spend more of your time and energy into learning, and gaining wisdom and insight. Maybe have a higher perspective on your life and what's really significant to you, and probably what you truly, truly want to accomplish, because not all of the people are, meant to make money, live a very luxurious life, even though I think that's on the top of our mind for most of the people. But I think there may be a deeper and more profound purpose for you, group number 4. I'm also hearing that some of you are meant to do charity, like the name of the organization, For Ocean, like do charity work like that, help with the environment, help protect the animals. I'm seeing that some of you are meant to do that rather than, accomplish anything like more personal, okay? I'm sensing that you have a greater purpose of being selfless and, giving out your kindness. And so the first message here is that something is unfinished, but leave it there and venture into the unknown. Right? I'm seeing that you're in for a journey that is like a lifelong journey, because you're no longer on the orbit of feeding your vanity, feeding your ego. Is more about what your soul wants to accomplish. And I think that's the level that, Saturn and Pisces would bring us onto. And I'm getting that this is kind of this theme for all four groups. So it makes sense, Pisces is all about this selflessness, about connecting and binding with one another to build the earth a better place. And when Saturn is here, it's really grounding all these thoughts, these ideas and plans, and making it into reality. And also we have the Wheel of Fortune. Some of you may still be in college, or you are in an organization or something, maybe a big company or something. Especially it has something to do with overseas business, international connections. If you're still in a great corporation, or a big company, or you're studying abroad, see, this is about the unfinished project, and the universe is saying that you should leave it there. Maybe take a gap year, or maybe take a vacation to start searching for what you truly are interested in, or what your soul is calling you to do, where to move to even. And don't worry, because Saturn will stay in the sign of Pisces for 2 years. So it's not like the universe is telling you to quit your job or to drop out of school today, okay? Things will happen when it's divine timing for them to happen. I'm just giving you the heads up. And this talks about the unfinished thing that you should just leave it, okay? I'm also seeing that you will be a part of something large, okay? It's like a large network with people from different cultural backgrounds working together. It's also very international. So I'm seeing 11th house, Uranus, also Saturn. Yeah, maybe you have these placements where maybe you have an abundance of Aquarius, or have a lot of planets in the 11th house. I'm seeing someone traveling, but it's it may be you traveling in the future during Pisces Saturn, but you'll be traveling for very different reasons from the past. For example, it's not going to be a business trip, okay? It's not going to be that you were again traveling for your schoolwork. You'll be traveling for very different reasons. I'm also seeing liberation. It's there's a major transformation that you make, which will liberate you from a lot of responsibility and pressure, okay? I'm also seeing that some of you are living a life right now. You're doing the things that you're doing now. You're in this project because of your parents, okay, or because of peer pressure. I'm seeing that some of you are very competitive towards your siblings, or you're made very competitive towards your siblings because you feel like you really needed to earn your parents' love, or you needed to earn their attention, or to even earn your pride, earn your dignity. And it's you'll always need to compete, and so that you would do a lot of things that don't necessarily intrigues you, but somehow you feel like you need to finish them and do a really good job just in order to have face, okay? And that's something that you would leave behind, because the universe will help you leave those things behind. And when Saturn is in Pisces, especially you have Mars in Scorpio, it's you're willing to see the cold, harsh truth Like, what are you running away from? What are you really afraid of? And if you're unwilling to step into that fear and face it directly in the eye, the universe is going to have to like push you down that fire pit and get burned, and you realize that you are a phoenix. Okay? And then the card that's connecting the past to future, we have the Eight of Wands. So moving. Okay, you will get an opportunity to move somewhere else. Probably move away from your parents or like your siblings again. Okay, just give me a sec to figure out the meaning. So there's nowhere to hide. You're 4. Okay, nowhere to hide. I think with Mars in Scorpio will really, well, excuse me for saying, but beat the shit out of you. Because it's like, there's a news a couple years ago. I remember that it was an old man who hasn't showered in over 60 years. And, 60 years without showering. And he was fine. But after he took one shower, he soon passed away. And I feel like this is somehow similar to your case. It's like you haven't showered, like your soul haven't showered, and you've been living in the dust, and in the greasy stickiness that covers your skin. And it's like your soul is all covered up. And now with the Mars in Scorpio, it's going to force you to shower your soul. But no, you're not going to pass away. But it's like the old self-concept or like the old belief system is going to fade away. Okay? What used to protect you would fade away. And you would realize that you are so much stronger and powerful than you ever have imagined. Okay, sometimes you're going to have to force yourself to do something that you didn't think was possible just to know how strong you actually are. And you realize that, like, none of those things happened overnight. Even your own growth doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it does, but there's no reason to be scared at all because you always survive. Okay? And Saturn in Pisces is, after all, a pretty gentle, is not going to be very fierce. And, Saturn's style is more like pressure or, slow but steady changes. So when Saturn's in Pisces, is not going to be so dramatic. Okay? You can still have your own plan, you can keep your own pace. So that is all I have for you, group number 4. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy this reading, and I'll see you in the next one.